Okay, here is an ad that I ran just the other day. You can see today's, I think it's Tuesday, and I started on, looks like Sunday. I want you to notice a couple things. Number one, my click-through rate is 0.29, which is unheard of. 805 clicks in 2 days. One day, I had about 2 hours of the day that it ran, so I was averaging 700 clicks a day, basically. Um, let's see, the cost per click. This is the biggest one, 4 cents a click, which is again unheard of, and is basically like free fans was what I was getting. And what I was playing around with was going from cost per impression is the CPM. That's what I was bidding on instead of the cost per click, and I'll show you that here. I'm going to the ad, and again, I basically spent $32 in 2 days, and I got myself almost 800 fans. So again, if you want to if you want to kind of get that instant social proof aspect to your fan page, that's how I grew mine. I think I'm now over 10,500, and I started my fan page I think less than 2 months ago. And again, I just kind of started learning this stuff just like you guys are now. So it's not, don't get intimidated by it. But here's the ad. So what I saw someone else do, and it looked like it would work, I tried myself. So again, I'm advertising my Train Baseball fan page, and I leave it to 5-6 words. Click like if you love baseball. And again, it's just short and sweet. If this is how the ad looks on the side of Facebook, and remember, they can either click on that link and be sent to my fan page, which would take them to this tab. You can see I changed my image. I'll explain why in a little bit. It would take them here where they can sign up and become a fan, which would be ideal. But it costs you a little bit less if they don't click all the way through. If they just click like on here, it instantly turns them into a fan, which here's the 10,600, and doesn't take them anywhere. But then you can follow up with them later, obviously, with your status updates and stuff like that. So I figured, number one, keep it short and sweet. Just click like if you love baseball or something along those lines. And let's target as young as we can go and up to 20. So let's just target those young kids who freaking are on Facebook all day, liking everything under the sun. We'll target guys, English-speaking guys who are baseball players. That was not supposed to be in there. Playing baseball, and playing baseball without the G. So that was 55,000 baseball players. And again, I could have put baseball in here, and most likely I would have got a absolute crap ton of likes and a lot more people seeing the ad. But I want to make sure it's as targeted as possible while I was testing this, just so my costs were as low as they were. And again, that's why my costs were 4 cents a click. So, education all, and what I switched it from was cost per click to cost per impression. And again, there's kind of a little formula here that I heard a little while ago, and it absolutely works. And I could have run cost per click, and I think I probably would have been running 12, 13, 14 cent ads, 13 cents per click. But what the formula is if your click-through rate is higher than that standard, that Facebook standard of 0.1, if you are running an ad on cost per click, which is what I suggest you start every ad as, cost per click. You bid on cost per click. If you're running that ad and you see it running at higher than 0.1, what you want to go under and do is create a similar ad, which it'll just duplicate that ad for you. And you go down to the bottom, leave everything the same because you want it to keep converting that high, and you switch from pay for clicks to pay for impressions, and just bid low, or bid what they tell you to bid. You're not going to end up paying that much, and then just create the ad. And what you want to do is go back to let me get back to the you go back to your main campaign page where all your ads are, and you label the next one. So let's just say, where's my other one? I had this ad right here is when I switched to CPM. So I'd have one that says click parents regular, and I would then pause that one, and then I would turn on the one I just created that's cost per impression, CPM, and just label it CPM so that I knew. And again, that's why this one's at 21 cents a click instead of like 31 or 41. That's why the one I just showed you is at 4 cents, because the CPM really does work. They've limited the amount of clicks that CPM ads are going to get because Facebook really wants you to do cost per click. So it's really just something you have to play with. And again, it's worth playing with. You run your daily budget and make sure you're not spending a whole lot of money. You can play with $1, $5, $10, whatever you want to do, and really start to get a feel for what your costs are going to be. So again, if you have a little bit of money to play with, you can kind of get a better feel for it, but you can do it with as little or as much as you want. But that's something that I would encourage, is to create a bunch of ads, all cost per click, and then sit here and watch the cost or click-through rate. So this one, anything above 0.1%, I would go in and then duplicate that ad and switch it over to CPM and just see how it works. Because you might find that duplicating this ad is going to cut this cost per click in half, and technically that's really what it should do. Again, this is one I created yesterday, so I'm going to go do this now and create a new ad. I'll do it for you right now. I'll go into this one. So this I labeled Click Coaches because I'm just running a very targeted ad to just coaches, which is why my click-through rate is pretty high. So I'm going to go in and create a similar ad, create the same exact thing. It says love coaching baseball, use the secret hitting drill, and notice I'm promoting the click. I'll do that in the next video. I'll show you what I mean by that, so don't worry. Keep everything the exact same. Make sure these are targeted. Come down, and remember, I'm creating a new ad right now. I'm not changing the current one, and I'm going to target the cost per impression, which, again, I probably need to explain this for you guys. Cost per click, obviously, you're bidding whatever you want to pay per click. Cost per impression means I'm bidding 45 cents for 1,000 impressions. And again, you can do the math. I don't feel like doing it in my head. Just trust me, it all ends up working out. But you're paying for 1,000 impressions. Facebook's going to show your ad to 1,000 people, and I'm going to pay 45 cents. I'm going to pay a lot lower than that in actuality. It'll show that in your results, but that's what you're bidding for. I'm not saying I'm paying. Basically they could show that to 1,000 people, and all 1,000 could click, and I'm still only going to pay 45 cents for 1,000 clicks. Which is why, if you have a high-performing ad, you want to switch to paying per impression, because Facebook is figuring that your ad's not going to get clicked by more than 0.1% of the people, so they're going to give it to you for pretty cheap. But if you have a kick-ass ad and 0.2% of the people are seeing it, you're going to get a much, much, much cheaper ad to run, which is why this strategy kicks ass. So anyway, that's that quick strategy. And the next thing I'm going to show you is how to use this body text to either drive a click or a like.